Hello everybody, just a few thoughts about week 3 and continue to appreciate the ways that you encourage each other. That's been very obvious in this group. So a couple things just about the week, not too much, but I appreciated the awareness of the fact that there might be different approaches for different situations, and that's an important idea. Jenny, I think, said something about it not being sort of a cookie cutter thing, but that as you look at the followers and you look at the task and you look at the environment and you look at your own personality, then you maybe pull some different ways of approaching leadership out and use them. And a great example of that was the distinction this week between maybe managing staff and managing volunteers. Many of us will have opportunities, particularly in ministry, to manage volunteers, and it takes a different approach again than it might if we were managing people who were paid, to do whatever we say. So, good thought. The quiz you did, or the assessment you did, really points out that a really effective approach is maybe one that's balanced between assertive and accommodating. And I think some of you that where maybe your scores weren't as balanced should be thinking about how might I be able to be more assertive when the situation calls for it. Maybe perhaps in certain situations I'm not as accommodating as I need to be. It's good to see sort of, I think the balance score is clearly the one that gives us the most options, and that's really part of why it's more effective. It's not morally better or anything, but a balanced approach gives us more things to pull out and try and use to encourage others to do the things that need to get done. So just think about what maybe you could do to bring up your score if one of them was, say, 30 or something like that. I did want to say, by the way, that Tamika and I had exactly the same score, so that means that she's my favorite. Well, not really, but I thought it was interesting that she reported exactly the same score. By the way, congratulations to Anna on her raise, and that's great. I do want to say, however, I think we really need to up our game a little bit here. If you're getting by with 5 to 7 posts a week, that's really not enough. You need to be thinking more in the category of 10 to 15, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is we're only doing 7 weeks. We used to do 13, but in order to interrogate the ideas more and go a little bit deeper, since we have a little less content, we have to really go deeper in the content that we do have, and so you should be thinking more deeply about it and going deeper into it than you might have in the past if you were in this program. So think 10 to 15, don't think 5 to 8. And I would say also that make sure you're posting your responses earlier in the week and you're checking back. So after you post on Tuesday, it's not really all that great to not come back till Saturday, because by Saturday people are starting to move on to the next week, do their reading, they're not thinking about it as much. And you're asking some great questions, and some of them just aren't getting answers because you're asking them too late in the week. So my expectation is that you would post by Tuesday, and then by Thursday maybe be checking back and checking again on Friday or Saturday morning, and being back in 2 or 3 times, not just posting once and then coming back and trying to say everything you need to say on Saturday, or in some cases even Sunday. So earlier in the week, a little more activity. Work on your accommodation or your assertiveness, whatever it is you need to work on. And thanks again for so clearly caring about each other.